What happens to your face when you drink alcohol at 30, 40, and 50 years old is something the alcohol industry will never show you in their advertisements. They show you parties, celebrations, good times with friends, but they never show you the mirror the next morning. They never show you what happens to your skin, your eyes, your entire face over the years of regular drinking. Today, I'm going to take you through a journey that most people never think about until it is too late. We are going to look at the actual biological processes that happen inside your facial tissues when alcohol enters your system. We are going to examine what happens in your 30s when you still think you can bounce back from anything. We're going to see the dramatic changes that occur in your 40s when the damage starts becoming permanent. And we are going to witness what happens in your 50s when your face tells the complete story of every drink you ever had. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly why some people look 10 years older than their actual age, while others look 10 years younger. You will understand why that colleague at work who is the same age as you looks like they could be your parent. You will have the knowledge to make informed decisions about what you put into your body and how it affects the face you show to the world every single day. This is not about judgment. This is not about telling you how to live your life. This is about giving you information that is backed by science, studied by dermatologists, and proven through decades of medical research. What you do with this information is entirely up to you. Let us begin with understanding what alcohol actually does the moment it touches your lips and enters your bloodstream. When you take that first sip of wine, beer, or any alcoholic beverage, your body immediately recognizes it as a toxin. This is not an opinion. This is biological fact. Your liver identifies alcohol as a poisonous substance and prioritizes breaking it down over almost every other function. But here is what most people do not realize. While your liver is working overtime to process this toxin, every other organ in your body is being affected, and your skin is the largest organ you have. Alcohol is what scientists call a diuretic. This means it makes your body expel water at a much faster rate than normal. For every alcoholic drink you consume, your body can expel up to 4 times that amount in water through your kidneys. This creates a state of dehydration that affects every cell in your body. But the effects are most visible on your face because facial skin is thinner and more delicate than skin on most other parts of your body. Now let us talk about what happens specifically in your 30s. At 30 years old, your skin still has significant reserves of collagen and elastin. These are the proteins that keep your skin firm, bouncy, and youthful looking. When you drink alcohol in your 30s, your body can still compensate to some degree. You wake up the next morning looking a bit tired, maybe slightly puffy around the eyes. But give it a day or two, and you seem to bounce back to normal. But here is what is happening beneath the surface that you cannot see. Every time alcohol enters your system, it triggers inflammation throughout your body. This inflammation is not just a temporary response. It causes microscopic damage to the collagen fibers in your skin. In your 30s, your body is still producing new collagen at a reasonable rate, so this damage gets partially repaired. But here is the critical point that most people miss. You are not getting back to 100%. Each drinking session leaves behind a small amount of permanent damage that accumulates over time. Research published in the Journal of Clinical and Aesthetic Dermatology has shown that regular alcohol consumption in your 30s accelerates the breakdown of collagen by interfering with vitamin A metabolism. Vitamin A is absolutely essential for skin cell renewal and collagen production. When alcohol depletes your vitamin A levels, your skin loses its ability to repair itself efficiently. In your 30s, you will start noticing the first signs of alcohol damage if you are a regular drinker. Fine lines around your eyes that seem to appear faster than they should. a slight puffiness to your face that takes longer to go away than it used to. Maybe some redness across your cheeks and nose that you never had before. These are early warning signs that your skin is struggling to cope with the toxic burden you are placing on it. The blood vessels in your face are particularly vulnerable during this decade. Alcohol causes your blood vessels to dilate, which is why your face often gets flushed when you drink. In your 30s, these vessels still have enough elasticity to return to their normal size. But repeated dilation and contraction weakens the vessel walls over time. This is setting the stage for more visible damage in the decades to come. Something else happens in your 30s that many people overlook. Alcohol disrupts your sleep architecture. Even though you might fall asleep faster after drinking, the quality of that sleep is severely compromised. Your body does most of its repair work during deep sleep and REM sleep. Alcohol suppresses both of these crucial sleep stages. This means your skin is not getting the overnight repair time it desperately needs. You wake up looking tired because you are tired at a cellular level. Studies from the Sleep Foundation have documented that even moderate alcohol consumption reduces REM sleep by up to 20%. Over the course of your 30s, this sleep deprivation accumulates and manifests directly on your face. Dark circles become more persistent. Your skin starts losing that natural glow that comes from proper rest and cellular regeneration. Now let us move into your 40s, where the real transformation begins. By the time you reach 40, your body has already experienced significant changes in its ability to recover and regenerate. Collagen production has naturally declined by about 1% every year since your mid-20s. If you have been drinking regularly throughout your 30s, this decline is even more pronounced. Some studies suggest that heavy drinkers can experience collagen loss at nearly double the rate of non-drinkers. In your 40s, the damage that was invisible in your 30s becomes impossible to ignore. The first major change is in your skin texture. Alcohol depletes your skin of essential nutrients, particularly B vitamins, vitamin C, and zinc. These nutrients are crucial for maintaining skin health and promoting cell turnover. Without adequate levels, your skin becomes dull, rough, and loses its natural radiance. That healthy glow you had in your 20s and early 30s starts fading away, replaced by a grayish, tired complexion that no amount of sleep seems to fix. The puffiness that used to go away after a day or two now takes much longer to resolve. This is because your lymphatic system, which is responsible for draining excess fluid from your tissues, becomes less efficient with age. When you add alcohol into the equation, you are overwhelming an already struggling system. The fluid retention becomes semi-permanent, giving your face a bloated appearance that ages you significantly. Here is something that dermatologists see constantly in their patients who are regular drinkers in their 40s. A condition called rhinophyma begins to develop in some individuals. This is when the nose becomes enlarged, bumpy, and red due to the chronic inflammation and blood vessel damage caused by alcohol. While not everyone develops this condition, it is far more common among regular drinkers than the general population. The blood vessels we talked about earlier that were being weakened in your 30s now start becoming permanently visible. These are called telangiectasias, commonly known as spider veins. They appear as tiny red or purple lines across your cheeks and nose. Once these vessels become visible, they do not go away on their own. They require medical treatment to remove. And even then, new ones will continue to form if drinking continues. Your skin in your 40s also becomes significantly more prone to hyperpigmentation when you drink regularly. Alcohol interferes with your liver's ability to process and eliminate toxins efficiently. When your liver is overloaded, these toxins can manifest as dark spots and uneven skin tone on your face, Many people in their 40s notice patches of discoloration that seem to appear out of nowhere. While sun damage plays a role, chronic alcohol consumption is a major contributor that often goes unrecognized. The fat pads in your face also begin changing in your 40s. These are the natural deposits of fat beneath your skin that give your face its youthful fullness and contour. With age, these fat pads naturally begin to shrink and shift downward. Alcohol accelerates this process through chronic inflammation and nutritional depletion. The result is a face that appears more hollow, more sunken, and significantly older than it should. Research from Stanford University's dermatology department has shown that regular drinkers in their 40s show signs of facial aging that are typically associated with people a full decade older. This is not exaggeration or scare tactics. This is documented medical research that anyone can verify. Another significant change in your 40s is the increased sensitivity of your skin. Alcohol strips away your skin's natural protective barrier, making it more vulnerable to environmental damage, irritation, and dryness. Many people in their 40s who drink regularly develop rosacea, a chronic skin condition characterized by redness, visible blood vessels, and sometimes small bumps on the face. While rosacea has multiple causes, alcohol is a well-documented trigger that can either cause the condition or significantly worsen existing cases. Your eyes tell a particular story in your 40s. The skin around your eyes is the thinnest on your entire body. It is also one of the first areas to show damage from alcohol consumption. Persistent dark circles, deeper wrinkles commonly known as crow's feet, and a hollowing of the under eye area all become more pronounced. The eyes that once looked bright and alert start appearing tired and aged, regardless of how much sleep you get. Now we enter the 50s, where the cumulative damage of decades of drinking becomes undeniable. At 50 years old, your skin has already experienced significant natural aging. Collagen and elastin production have dropped dramatically. Skin cell turnover has slowed considerably. The natural fat and bone loss that occurs with aging has reshaped your facial structure. When you add 30 years of regular alcohol consumption on top of these natural changes, the effects are profound. In your 50s, the face of a regular drinker and the face of a non-drinker often look like they belong to people from different generations. Studies comparing identical twins where one drinks regularly and one does not have shown visible age differences of up to 10 years between siblings with identical genetic makeup. This proves conclusively that alcohol, not just genetics, plays a massive role in how your face ages. The deep wrinkles that develop in your 50s are largely a result of the collagen destruction that has been happening for decades. These are not fine lines that can be addressed with moisturizer. These are deep furrows in the skin that form because there is simply not enough structural support left beneath the surface. The forehead, the area between your eyebrows, the lines running from your nose to your mouth, and the wrinkles around your lips all become significantly more pronounced. Your skin in your 50s also becomes increasingly thin and fragile if you have been drinking regularly. This is because alcohol interferes with the production of new skin cells and accelerates the death of existing ones. The result is skin that tears easily, heals slowly, and shows every bit of damage accumulated over a lifetime. Bruises appear more easily and take longer to heal. Cuts and scrapes leave more visible scars. The resilience that your skin once had is largely gone. The permanent redness that many drinkers develop becomes impossible to hide by this age. Decades of blood vessel dilation and damage have left a network of visible veins across the face. The cheeks and nose often take on a permanently flushed appearance that no amount of makeup can fully conceal. This is sometimes referred to as alcoholic flush, and it is a visible marker of years of chronic alcohol consumption. Sagging becomes a defining characteristic of the face in your 50s for regular drinkers. The combination of collagen loss, fat pad displacement, and skin elasticity decline creates a drooping effect that ages the face dramatically. Jowls form along the jawline. The skin beneath the chin becomes loose. The cheeks appear to slide downward on the face. This sagging is accelerated by alcohol's inflammatory effects and cannot be fully reversed without surgical intervention. Your lips also show significant changes by your 50s. Alcohol contributes to lip thinning through chronic dehydration and collagen loss. The vertical lines above the upper lip that are sometimes called smoker's lines also appear frequently in long-term drinkers, even those who never smoked. The lips lose their natural color and fullness, contributing to an aged appearance. The eyes become particularly striking in their appearance of age. Deep hollows form beneath the eyes. The skin becomes so thin that blood vessels are visible through it. The crow's feet extend far beyond the corner of the eyes. No, the eyelids may begin to droop. All of these changes are accelerated significantly by chronic alcohol consumption. Perhaps most importantly, your 50s is when many of the health consequences of drinking begin manifesting in ways that affect your facial appearance indirectly. Liver damage can cause a yellowing of the skin and eyes known as jaundice. Poor cardiovascular health can affect skin color and healing. Nutritional deficiencies that have accumulated over decades affect every aspect of how your face looks and ages. Now let me share something crucial with you about reversibility. The question everyone wants to know is whether this damage can be reversed. The answer depends heavily on your age and how much damage has already occurred. In your 30s, much of the visible damage can be reversed if you stop or dramatically reduce your alcohol consumption. Your body still has significant regenerative capacity. Collagen production can resume at healthier levels. Hydration can be restored. Inflammation can be reduced. Many people who quit drinking in their 30s report looking noticeably younger within just a few months. In your 40s, some damage can be reversed, but not all. The visible blood vessels will not disappear on their own. The deeper wrinkles that have formed will not completely smooth out. However, you can stop further damage from occurring and allow your body to repair what it still can. Many people report improved skin texture, reduced puffiness, and a healthier complexion after several months of sobriety or significantly reduced drinking. In your 50s, the focus shifts more to prevention of further damage rather than reversal. Much of the structural damage that has occurred is permanent without medical intervention. However, stopping alcohol consumption even at this age can improve skin hydration, reduce inflammation, and prevent the damage from getting worse. Many people in their 50s who quit drinking report that friends and family tell them they look healthier and more vibrant, even if the deep structural changes remain. Let me give you the science on what happens when you stop drinking. Within the first 24 hours of stopping alcohol, your body begins the rehydration process. Your skin cells start absorbing the moisture they have been starved of. The puffiness in your face begins to reduce as your body stops retaining excess fluid. Within the first week, the inflammation levels throughout your body begin to drop. This reduces the redness in your face and allows your natural skin tone to begin returning. Many people notice their eyes looking brighter and more alert within this time frame. Within the first month, your liver begins recovering and processing nutrients more efficiently. This means more of the vitamins and minerals from your food actually reach your skin. Cell turnover begins improving. Many people notice their skin starting to regain some of its natural glow. Within 3 months, significant changes become visible. Collagen production begins recovering in those whose bodies still have this capacity. Skin texture improves noticeably. The face appears less puffy and more defined. Many people in their 30s and early 40s report looking measurably younger during this period. Within 6 months to a year, the maximum natural recovery has usually occurred. How much improvement you see depends on your age, how long you drank, and how much you drank. But virtually everyone who quits drinking sees some improvement in their facial appearance. Now let me tell you something that might surprise you about the comparison between drinkers and non-drinkers. Researchers in Denmark conducted a massive study involving over 6,000 participants, examining the physical signs of aging in relation to alcohol consumption. They looked at specific markers, including earlobe creases, rings around the cornea of the eye, and the gray arc that appears around the iris as people age. They found that heavy drinking was associated with a 41% increased risk of developing these signs of premature aging compared to non-drinkers and moderate drinkers. Another study published in the Journal of Epidemiology and Community Health followed over 13,000 people for over a decade. They found that heavy drinking was associated with visible signs of aging that made participants appear an average of 2 years older than their chronological age. While 2 years might not sound like much, consider that this was an average. Some individuals showed age acceleration of 5 years or more. These studies confirm what dermatologists have observed clinically for decades. Alcohol ages the face in measurable, visible, and significant ways. Let me also address something that the alcohol industry would prefer you never think about. Every advertisement for alcoholic beverages shows young, vibrant, attractive people enjoying drinks at parties, celebrations, and social gatherings. They never show what happens 20 years later. They never show the dermatology offices filled with people seeking treatments for alcohol-related skin damage. They never show the before and after photos that demonstrate the true cost of decades of drinking. This is not conspiracy thinking. This is simply marketing. They show you the momentary pleasure and hide the long-term consequences. Your job is to be informed enough to make decisions based on complete information, not just the carefully curated images designed to sell you something. For here is what I want you to take away from everything we have discussed. Your face is a record of your choices. Every drink you have ever had has contributed to how you look today, either positively through abstinence or negatively through consumption. The good news is that starting from this moment, you have complete control over what your face will look like in the years ahead. If you are in your 30s, you have an incredible opportunity to prevent damage before it becomes permanent. Your choices over the next decade will largely determine whether you enter your 40s looking vibrant and healthy, or tired and prematurely aged. If you are in your 40s, you are at a crucial crossroads. The decisions you make now will determine whether the damage that has already occurred is the extent of it, or whether it continues accelerating. You can still significantly impact how you will look in your 50s and beyond. If you are in your 50s or older, know that it is never too late to make changes that improve your health and appearance. Your body still responds to better treatment. You can still feel better, look healthier, and show the world a face that reflects the positive changes you have made. The information I have shared with you today is not meant to shame anyone who drinks or has drunk in the past. It is meant to inform. It is meant to empower. It is meant to give you the knowledge that allows you to make decisions with your eyes wide open. What you do with this information is entirely your choice. But now you know what the alcohol industry never wanted you to understand. Now you know what is really happening beneath the surface every time you drink. Now you know why some people age gracefully while others seem to age overnight. Your face will tell your story whether you want it to or not. The question is, what story do you want it to tell? Take care of yourself. Your future self will thank you for the decisions you make today. The face you will see in the mirror 10, 20, 30 years from now is being shaped right now by the choices you make every single day. This is the truth about what alcohol does to your face at 30, 40, and 50. Use this knowledge wisely